Oh, okay. It says that we're live. I don't know if anyone is here other than us.
Does it not tell us?
I don't know.
Presumably in the chat.
Yeah, surely if anyone is there, let us know in the chat. Yeah, I don't know. No one's here. It's just us.
Okay.
This is going well.
Well, let's
Have we
see.
tweeted?
Yeah, I'm about to say have to retweet all the things.
Oh yeah.
Let's
see here.
Boop, boop, boop. I'm just going to retweet my retweet and go, it's happening.
Yup. Good idea. Might pop over into YouTube real quick.
Hey,
Hello.
Oh, yay. Hey. Thank you. I assume you can hear us.
Yup.
Yay. Okay. People are here. Excellent.
People have found us. That's exciting.
Oh yeah. I'm really curious to see, like, I don't know if I need to do anything once this is over to like upload it after the fact. I don't know.
I have no idea. I can't help you with that.
Yeah.
No, I can't help.
I'll figure it out. Mm-hmm. There should be something, I'm sure, that I can like download it and re-upload it. But anyway, yes, I'm just kind of rambling. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the opening ceremony. Huzzah. Yes.
Woo.
Yes. It's very exciting. Yeah, there's no real structure, just hanging out and chatting and just like generally talking about the readathon and just whatever other SFF things and stuff we want to chat about. This is, yeah.
I also have a cat on my lap, so if anyone ever wants to see it, you just have to tell me, and then the cat will go up and then go away.
Is he going to be your mascot?
Yes.
He is my channel's mascot. I know people have to actually watch my vlogs to see him, so if they don't put in the work, you know, I don't get that content.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, what do we want to start with, I guess? Do you want to...
Should we introduce ourselves first?
Yes, that's a good idea. Good call, Amber.
Leslie wanted to see Pooch, so here he is, guys.
Oh, yes.
Glory.
Oh, my.
And instantly licking me.
Mm-hmm.
He does.
Oh, my God. Yeah. So cute. Samus is in the other room, napping on the couch, so...
Yeah, Octavia's, like, outside somewhere.
Yeah.
My cat loves Zooms, like, so much.
That's hilarious.
It's like this shit.
Love it. Love it.
So yeah, tell us what we're talking about, Kayla. Everyone will just share while we figure it out.
Excellent. Well, I guess we can, go around and introduce ourselves. I assume most of the people, at least on the chat, already know us. But hello, everyone. I'm Kayla, and my channel is krakentoagoodbook.
I'm Angela. I put my Twitter handle up here, but my channel's called Literature Science Alliance because it's too long for people. But yeah, that's my channel. I talk about sci-fi and fantasy books a lot like Kayla. I don't read nearly as much. Maybe only like 100 a year. Like that's my sweet spot. When you compare it to Kayla's 300 to 400, like
yeah. I think I actually did just reach 150 for the year already.
I reached like 67 or something, and I was pretty proud. But.
Yeah, and we're not like June is not completely over, so there's still over 6 months left in the year. But anyway, yes.
I'm Amber. I'm from the UK. My channel is Books of Amber, so it's my Twitter and Instagram and everything else. I was quite consistent. I cover fantasy, sci-fi. I read more thrillers, I think, than Angela does.
Yes.
I think Kayla and I have very similar reading tastes.
Yeah, I think so. Yes. All right. Well, I guess if we want to we could start with perhaps which sports we're contemplating going for.
Let me get my notes.
All the sports.
All right.
In real life, I've only played tennis, but...
Well, see, that's what I was thinking about, like, if I wanted to try to do all the sports that I've actually done, but then I was thinking about it, like, I've dabbled in a lot of sports, and that would be a large chunk of these, probably. It's like, I don't know, maybe. We'll see. But
I don't know, so... What do you guys think? Do you guys want to go through them and see if we're going to try for them or not? Or I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to do so many things.
I know, right? There's no real structure to this, but yeah, we can go through. I feel like archery is one that I'll likely do just because I do like reading retellings and I have several of them in mind already. But
yeah,
Leslie over here, this is my only chance at actually winning some gold.
Yeah, can we pin that? I don't even know how to do that.
I think I just click on it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, look at that.
There we go.
Look at me and technology. I'm so good. I'm so good at this.
No, but same for me. But although I'm like stretching the definition, like I'm going to read The Lightning Thief, which I think is solidly like a very good like mythology retelling.
Yeah,
then,
that totally counts.
I'm reading N.K. Jemisin's The Shadowed Sun, which is based off a mythology in a different world.
Oh, well, I mean, that's a little more questionable,
But
but
based
whatever.
it off of Egyptian mythology, so for once it's not like from the ground up world building, but I'm putting it there. And then I don't know if Midnight Robber will count by Nalo Hopkinson's, but it might. I don't know many Caribbean stories, and I know it's based off like stuff there. But.
Yeah, reasonable enough. I think I might do. I have the first volume of Fables still, and that's not really retelling, but it's like, fairy tale creatures, so whatever. And then what else do I have? The Tiger at Midnight, which I think is like inspired by Hindu mythology. I think I'll probably do that as well. But
also, Rhea, what sports have you actually done? I don't know what sports you've done.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Tell us.
And Victoria's going for swimming for gold. I forget
That's
the prompts
awesome.
for swimming. What were those prompts? Am I finding
There's so many. That's one of the bigger ones. They're just like in terms of events.
Oh yeah, this is where you got really creative.
Yeah. Oh my God, medley was fun. I was like, I want to somehow work in North Carolina, and then we just went with the one that I chose for medley. So I like it mostly because I'm planning on doing a buddy read of The Last Sun by Katie Edwards with Kat from Brews and Reviews. So I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and structure this so I can count it.
Oh,
nice.
Rhea said all the horsey sports.
Yeah, I took horseback riding lessons for a while, and I also did fencing for several years. So yeah, that is excellent.
I think I only have like the nonfiction for equestrian kind of, and I think maybe I'll find an animal companion in one of my books, but I'm not positive.
Yeah, Amber and I are going to read Steel Crow Saga, and I'm pretty sure that has animal companions in it.
I want to read that one, but it's like almost available for me at my library, but my Kindle's also like in lockdown mode because I have too many library books on it.
I love it. That's wonderful.
Is real for me.
Yes. That's funny.
Oh, Ray also said archery, dressage, kayak, fencing.
Yeah.
Those are so cool.
Yeah.
I just did like tennis, and I learned how to swim. I learned how to do that.
Yeah, the sports that I am better at are like softball and skiing, because I used to ski race for a while, but I had a bow, I did some archery, I did gymnastics for a few years. It was not my sport. Swimming I've done, softball, basketball, I have played basketball before, but not competitively. Volleyball, kind of similar. Kayaking.
Was there a prompt for basketball, and I forgot to write it down?
Yeah, there's 2 prompts for basketball. We've got there's 3x3 basketball, which this was one where I had found just random facts. So apparently in 3x3 basketball, Serbia is just kind of dominant. So we went with that. So that's the Central Southeast Europe prompt. And then that normal basketball is the do a granny shot with
the granny shot.
Yeah. Reading the book with the elder protagonist.
I'm remembering this now.
Yes.
Basketball is a sport I loved to play, but I stayed 5'2". So
makes it a little challenging.
In my future.
Yeah.
I've never been good at basketball. I can never bounce the ball and run at the same time.
Oh yeah. It's challenging.
Well, Mariana has a good approach.
Oh yeah, I like it. Archery, fencing, martial arts, and swimming. Yeah,
that's such a good idea.
That is a good idea. I like that. The first book that I read today would technically counts for. I'll probably use it for the judo prompt. So I guess I'm going to be going for martial arts as well.
Oh yeah, martial arts is easy because you have a prompt for new to me authors, which is almost my entire life always. So
it's some of these are exceedingly simple.
I like the boxing where it's all the different color covers.
Oh
yeah,
that's gonna be good.
Yes, I liked that one. Well, coming up with these, I was like, I would like to have some sort of category with just colors, and boxing, I didn't really have any other good ideas, so I was like, yeah, we'll just add it in here. Why not?
Man, I think gymnastics was the only one where I could have maybe gone for gold in like specific portions of it. Like I almost thought about it, but I calmed myself down.
Yes.
Well, before you explained to me that it's actually not like 3 of the same prompt multiple times, it was actually like for the sport, I was like trying to figure it out and I was overwhelmed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this document is a little overwhelming at first. So, I mean, like, hopefully I explained it so that everyone understands now. But yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So many options.
Man, I wish I did the myth take character. I don't really know what that is. I get overwhelmed by readathons, but
I know.
I get really overwhelmed with the really in-depth ones where you have to kind of tell a story.
Oh, yeah.
Then I freak out and I'm like, what if I pick the wrong story?
It seems cool though. Yeah,
it does.
I don't know. I feel like I'm always really bad at actually finding readathons, but I don't know.
Well, so there's the throwback-a-thon this week, which is like, it's like there's 5 prompts based off Saturday morning cartoons. So I'm using like the Lightning Thief for that. Like I'm just double dipping because it's from the Black Prose Book Club is hosting it. So I really wanted to like support that one.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So double dipping. So if you guys didn't know about it, and if you don't like Saturday morning cartoons, well, I don't know how to do it, but
oh, there's a whole server on Discord that lists them all. Interesting.
Where is
Who knew?
that? Discord? Oh.
Yeah, I'm so bad at Discord. It's kind of comical. I don't know. At least with this readathon, I've been like checking it a little bit more, but.
Oh, I agree, Mariana. Gymnastics is my favorite thing to watch in the Olympics, besides weird kayaking stuff. I really like the weird kayaking stuff. Like the obstacle course ones. I don't know what it's called.
Slalom, I think.
You probably know, but...
I'm pretty sure that's the slalom event.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like, so I prefer the Winter Olympics to the Summer Olympics just because, again, skiing. But yeah, I feel like the actual sports that I enjoy watching for the Summer Olympics are like gymnastics, softball when it was part of the Olympics, but then it went away for several years and is maybe now back. I don't really know what status is there. Swimming, that's a good one.
But yeah, no, I think, gosh, I don't actually know which one I like better because I like figure skating a lot, which is Winter Olympics. But there's more options in summer, and it's also summer. So.
Hang on, I gotta show this comment. Yay, thank you. I tried really hard to like segment things, and I did look at the Bookymon Discord, which I was a part of, and I was like, okay, here's like kind of their structure. So I'll, follow that more or less.
So what countries are you guys representing?
Well, I was going to do Fiji, but apparently Kayla's doing that and she'll just beat me. So
I don't know. I haven't decided. So I did a study abroad in Fiji I think it was just like a 2-week thing during the summer. And it was like not at all related to my undergrad major. It was like all ecotourism and sustainable tourism. So we literally just like went scuba diving and
nice
river rafting, all sorts of really great stuff. But yeah, so I was like, maybe I could do that. But I don't know. I'm still undecided, and I like really need to get it together and figure out what it is that I want to go for.
We've got Scotland. We've got
Finland. Mm-hmm. Excellent.
Brazil. I'm doing Venezuela because I'm half Venezuelan, so that's what I'm doing. Because Venezuela doesn't traditionally get medals or represent in the Olympics very well.
They did Fiji. That's how I picked it.
In the Winter Olympics. I don't know. Shush you. Cat's trying to get in on the condo. He doesn't play sports. He just eats. We got Ireland.
Nice.
Great representation. Stop it.
Yeah, I was thinking I guess technically I could go for Ireland and Scotland or what am I saying? Or my God. Just because that's what my family background is. But we've been in the US for so long that I don't know if that would technically count.
I've just completely disowned my background. I'm going for something else.
Yes.
Also, in Scotland, wouldn't they? I could be really wrong. So Amber, correct me. But isn't that part of the UK? Wouldn't it be the same as the UK flag? They don't do their own thing.
I think they compete with the UK, but they don't in football.
Interesting.
Or soccer. I think.
Yes.
I don't really watch sports.
the good old sports ball. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. Leslie's, yeah, we already saw that, and is going for Ireland. I don't know what I want to choose.
I don't know, man. I had it pretty easy. When I was visiting family in the Dominican Republic, it was during a time, well, there's many times where you don't want to be associated with America these days, but this was a particularly bad one when relationships with Latin American areas. So my Venezuelan family was around me. I'm like, yes, I'm just Venezuelan. This whole week. That's it. I don't want to think about or talk about
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, like, on the announcement video, I had someone from India said that they were going to compete. But I don't know. I can't remember if anyone else specifically said other countries that they would choose.
I don't know. We got Scotland for the Commonwealth. I don't know what that means. I don't know what a Commonwealth is, even though I live in Massachusetts now, which is apparently a Commonwealth. I don't know what that means in the United States sphere, but
yeah,
I think it means something different than like a state. But I don't know. Massachusetts
I'm
is
not sure either. Yeah.
All right. So which books are you most excited to read for the readathon? That's my question.
Oh, I've got a pile.
Yes.
Okay.
Amber has prepared. I literally have like just 2 books next to me, but
Oh yeah, me too.
well, hang on. Let me see if I can like move my chair. No.
You take
Fail.
it.
Oh
There's-
gosh, that's a tall pile.
There's like an entire pile of books that I like technically haven't hauled back there, so you know, could use those.
So my top 2 that I need to try to fit in somewhere are Leviathan Wakes and Warbreaker.
Okay,
I haven't
excellent.
decided how I'm going to do that yet, and I don't know when I'm going to read them, but I need to read them soon.
Yeah, I've got. Do you want to go?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I think the next book that I'm actually going to start, I brought over here, Crush the King. I love this series, and this is the final one. So
Is
I
that
need
the
to.
assassin one?
No, this is she's a gladiator, but
Okay.
I think this author also has the like elemental assassin.
Yeah, that's
series.
what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
All the covers look the same.
Yeah. But yeah, that's more of like, I guess, urban fantasy. This is more high fantasy, but it's like they came out in March and I've been meaning to read it, but I've been doing this like weird thing where I'm hesitant to read the books that I'm really excited about because I'm not in like a reading mood necessarily. And I just get worried that I'm not going to enjoy it as much. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. Also, I really like Warbreaker too, Mariana. I hope Amber likes it. I know Kayla was lukewarm to it, but I think you didn't even remember what I was telling you about it.
No, I literally remember nothing about that book. I keep watching everyone's reviews. I was like, man,
Well, I've loved all of his other books, aside from the new Mistborn ones. I like, they're probably 3 or 4 stars. So I'm quite confident I'm going to enjoy this.
I mean, like Justine says, it's like his princess book. It's really fun. So,
yes.
because it's about 2 princesses.
See, I could not have told you that.
I know.
just remembered like colors. Color magic. I don't know. That's
my
it.
copy of Warbreaker still has the sci-fi original logo on it. That's how old my copy is.
Excellent.
It's really, really dating myself. Also, we've been taught what the Commonwealth is, so I feel
yes. Here, I'll put that up here so we can all educate ourselves.
But yeah.
Good to know. Yeah.
How does that work into the United States?
I don't think it does. I just think the Massachusetts is called a Commonwealth, and I think that there are a few, but I'd have to Google it, and I don't want to. But I think it's just, I don't know. The U.S. is a weird place. We're basically just like 50 countries trying to exist together, and it's not going well. Can't tell.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. I looked it up. In the era leading to 1780, a popular term for a whole body of people constituting a nation or state, also known as the body. I can't read right now. I guess body politic was the word Commonwealth, and so it was just like literally just the preferred usage of some political writers. So John Adams utilized this when writing the Massachusetts Constitution. So history lesson for everyone right there.
Well, and I think also Massachusetts used to be so much bigger, like Maine and New Hampshire, and it was all a part of it. And New England is now many tiny states, which it's so funny when you come from a state that's much bigger. And mine's not even a big state, but you're like from Arizona, which is like could eat New England for breakfast.
Yes.
Like,
It's funny to me, like driving out here, like in 8 hours, you could be in several different states on the East Coast, but like out West, it'd be like 8 hours to maybe travel through Arizona up to Utah. So
they got really lazy once we got out there.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, what am I most excited to read? Well, I'm reading The Shadowed Sun this week, and I'm very excited because I love N.K. Jemisin, obviously. Oh, yes, if you guys don't know me, I'm obsessed with N.K. Jemisin. This is my last full-length novel to read of hers that's published, so bittersweet for me to be caught up with her published works. I'm also going to read the first Percy Jackson book. I've never read those, and it's my sibling's favorite series. And like growing up, I was always such a butt about it. She was like, you should read these. And I was like, I don't want to. I'm too old. And so like, very pretentious 15-year-old over here. But
naturally, yeah.
I don't know. I wanted to read it before things hit the fan with the Harry Potter series a couple of weeks ago. But now I really feel like I need a new fun-loving series.
Yes. Well, that was like, so this is the book that I finished today. And it's literally just like it's supposedly this spy's guide. So it's like just little tidbits about the world. But I used to love this growing up. It's like, lady knights and general awesomeness. I feel like that was kind of like my route into fantasy. Wow, the lighting just got really terrible. You can kind of see me.
Oh, cool. Someone else is reading Percy Jackson with me. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I think I read the first book years ago, but I can't remember. It must have been in high school or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think from what I can tell from BookTube and my brother's opinions is that I will like the first book, and the second book's going to be rough, but the ending is totally worth it at the fifth book. But it's also like a short middle grade series. Like, this is not a large commitment. Like, compared to forcing myself to read Wheel of Time to see if maybe I'll like it by the first book. Like, I've done way worse to myself.
Oh, Wheel of Time.
Yeah. Buddy read prompt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, nice. What's that under? That's some diving.
I think it's diving.
I know I am doing it because Kayla and I are buddy reading with Rhea.
Yeah, I have so many buddy reads coming up. I've got Catfishing on Catnet with Angela and Rhea, Steel Crow Saga with Amber, The Last Sun with Kat, Jade War with Luna, and then what else do I have? So, Semlina Sins in July with Jade from Bedtime Bookworm. I don't know, that may be it. That's still a lot.
Mariana's asked me a very important question, so I need to answer this. All right.
Okay. Let me put it up. Hang on.
Where to start with N.K. Jemisin? Well, what mood are you in is the first question you need to ask yourself. Are you okay with an apocalyptic setting? Then you should start with her Broken Earth trilogy. It is her best work out there. But if you're a mom, there are trigger warnings you should look into for sure, is what I'd say, but it's her best. But her newest book, The City We Became, is, I think, a really, really fun adventure story and probably her most accessible. She likes to do fun narrative structure things that can be kind of jarring if you're not used to it. Kayla doesn't like the fifth season because it's in second person. That's just like one example. But in The City We Became, there's none of that. It's just really fun. New York City has like 6 avatars, and they all have to figure out why are they suddenly avatars and how to save the day. And it's a really fun look at society. Like, it's a very positive look at New York City and very diverse in like every way. And I love them all. But either one of those two, her other trilogy, the Inheritance trilogy, and her duology, the Dreamblood duology, are both very good, but they're very different than anything you've read before. So I don't know if they're great starting points because they're just not comparable to anything I've read. And I read a lot of fantasy. I feel like, yeah,
right. That's a good point.
No, and I will say that short story collection is super long, though. Like, that's overwhelming. It's like 400 pages. There's like 50, not 50, but there's like 30 stories in there. It's like a lot.
Oh my God. That's way more than I anticipated. Wow.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, you can definitely read her short stories. And the first chapter of The City We Became is actually almost verbatim the short story that inspired that world in that short story collection. So don't feel like you need to read that short story before you read The City We Became, because it's already there. But that's my Jemisin plug, because I love her so much. I need the pandemic to end so I can go to a book signing and meet her. These are my goals.
Yes. Oh my God. I just bought oh, what is it? Unravel the Dusk, I think, the sequel to Spin the Dawn. I've been looking at like pre-order campaigns of books and saw that one had assorted like artwork, and there was like a pin and stuff, and you could pre-order a signed and personalized copies. I was like, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna do that. So I did that yesterday. Good story, right? Oh yes, Maria V. Snyder. Oh my God, read.
I haven't read her books in so long.
Yeah,
you guys have to tell me who this is because I don't think I've read her.
I think her first book is Poison Study. Well, there's like, she has a duology that may have come out before that. Yeah, that one. I haven't read that one, but yeah, so she has, it's like a world of multiple trilogies usually. And so the first trilogy starts off with Poison Study, and it's like, it's been so long since I've read that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. She like has to become a poison tester.
That's in my Goodreads want to read, so it has crossed my mind. It's a YA, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. But it was a YA that interested me. Yeah.
Oh yes. Hello.
Hi.
But yeah, I used to really like that series, and then I read almost all of them, and then I think I literally just have the very last book in the last series that I haven't read, and I don't know if I just outgrew her writing or if the quality has declined since the first book. I don't know. Victoria, I don't know if you can, or Tori, I guess, I don't know what you prefer. But yeah, I don't know if you have any thoughts on that front. But yes, I don't know.
So yeah, in the chat, you guys should talk about books that you're most excited about today, so I can comment on them.
That's right. And like which sports people are going to do.
What else am I excited to read, though? Let's see.
I'll probably read Storm Song, which is the sequel to Witchmark, Witchmark was amazing. So it's the same sort of thing with Crush the King. I've been like just sitting on Storm Song for a while now because I'm like, I want to read this, but I also like need to read it at the perfect time.
I think I'm excited to read Steel Frame, which was sold to me as potentially like the movie Pacific Rim, which I've been desperately needing in my life. But it also works really well from one of your prompts that was like bonus points if it's a South African author, because it is. Yeah. I don't remember which prompt that was, but Steel Frame's written by a South African author.
I think that's like Javelin or something like that.
Yes, Rhea's reading The City We Became.
Nice. Excellent.
I just bought that for my friend because my friend Akila back home just wanted like a happy book about like Black people. And I was like, this is pretty happy, or is at least as happy as books about white people, you know, like it's the same level.
Pop that up there. Hey.
Hi. Although
what is And in the Dream House? That sounds vaguely familiar. I don't know.
I'm not sure I've heard of that one on the cup.
I haven't either, but like, there's a lot of things I haven't heard of. There's so many.
Yeah.
It's all the books. Alrighty, let's see. Yeah, so Steel Frame's up there. I also want to read Dark and Deepest Red, which is by a non-binary Latinx author. And I've heard it's not like a traditional YA, which intrigues me. Like it's very character like building and like kind of slower. So I'm pretty excited for that actually. So.
Okay, Rhea says it's Carmen Maria Machado's memoir.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Man, I read her short story collection and it was awesome. I highly recommend it.
Oh, that's right. Okay. You did just read that. I was like, I know that name.
Yeah, no, she's got a really cool like narrative style. I really enjoy those short stories a lot. Catching Fire and Mockingjay.
I'm just thinking of Amber's thoughts about the latest book.
Well.
Oof. Hang on. I'm going to have to write this down. That sounds awesome. Last Days. I'm just going to Google this.
Everyone else write it down too. Kayla wants it.
Anyway, I got distracted.
As you should. And Victoria, Inheritance, like the Inheritance Cycle, or is that a different Inheritance?
I think the Aragon ones.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering that right, yeah.
That's what I thought too. I had never finished that one. I read it. I really liked the first two, and then I got mad at the third one, and then I was mad that there was going to be a fourth one, and then I stopped.
Yeah.
Even though my mom bought it, we have them at home, like on her bookshelves. But
I seem to remember it not being great, but mean, what can you do? I'm excited for his new book, though. That actually sounds really awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear what people think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have no clue if I'll like it or not. I think it just, sci-fi for me, I like it more when it's like the furthest away from like things I've read before. Like that's the genre where I want things to be as, I don't know, unique and new to me as possible.
Yeah.
I read 1 to 3 and I didn't even know about number 4.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Because it was supposed to be a trilogy, and it could have been if we stopped being with the dwarfs for most of book 3. I really, this was like 10 years ago, and I'm still remembering why I don't.
Still angry about it.
Yes, yes.
Books shouldn't make me mad. I hold on to it. Not with people, just books.
Just books. Yeah, probably.
Okay, I'm still mad about Ruin and Rising, so.
Yeah.
What's that one from?
It's the third Grisha book by Leigh Bardugo.
I have not read Bardugo's YA. No, I just read Ninth House, and I'm excited for that. I don't know how long that series is going to be. The Alex Stern series is what it's called. But, yeah, I'm excited to read that.
Yeah.
But no, I've heard that the Grishaverse is like kind of old YA, and it's very hit or miss if people like it now or not. That's all I know.
Yeah.
I do pay attention when people talk about it. I just like have known instantly, I don't want to read this.
I read the Grisha trilogy a couple of years ago, I think. I did enjoy the first one. I mean, like none of them were more than 3 stars for me, but it was just like a really easy series to just kind of blow through. And then I really just like did not like the Six of Crows duology. And I feel like that's a very unpopular opinion on book 2. But
I didn't think it was that amazing.
Okay. Well, excellent. That makes me feel better. Oh, man.
I like that Rhea's with me, that books make her mad all the time.
Yes. Oh, my God. No, go for it.
No, you go.
Well, this wasn't really like, no, hang on. That is a lie. I just read the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, and it had like the worst case of like men gaslighting our main character, and I was like literally about to throw my book across the room. And then there's also a scene that was just like super creepy, and then I just can't.
Does that get addressed though, or is it left as it is?
Yeah, it's just kind of like left as is. I think. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, she kind of like takes things into her own hands eventually, but there's like it leads her down a very dark path, I would say.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, books make me cry a lot.
Yes. I don't think I have ever cried so hard as I have with reading Robin Hobb's books. Like,
she doesn't make me cry. She makes me depressed.
Yeah.
Sad. Like, I love them. They're beautifully written. I'm very invested. But, like, that third book of the Farseer trilogy is too long and too sad. Oh. But yeah.
Rhea says that was my experience with reading Caraval. I have not read that one. And I feel like I've seen mixed reviews about it. I can't decide.
Yeah. I don't think I cry that much with books, but I'm kind of heartless. I don't cry that much with movies either. Like everyone freaks out about this one chapter in the Poppy War, and I agree, it's a gruesome chapter, but I just didn't register in my brain that like I knew it was atrocious, but it was like the world's atrocious.
Oh no, so I felt the same. I was expecting it to be something directly relating to the main character, so I was kind of bracing myself for something horrific happening to her in first person, but it didn't. So I just kind of like, oh, this isn't so bad, and just kind of like went along with it.
I do get very sad and depressed. Like not depressed, but I get very emotionally invested in nonfictions I read, because I think when it's a real person or group of people, I am just like, I can tell when I'm reading a fiction book. Like I just know like these are not real people.
You thinking of the Radium Girls?
Listen, I was so angry while reading Radium Girls. I was just
man. Oh, Kingdom of Copper. Yes.
I need to reread the Davabad trilogy. Like, well, the first two before I read the third one.
I know. I feel like I'm a little worried about how much I remember from the first 2 books, but I don't know if I necessarily have time to reread books.
We've got recaps up on Recaptains.
Oh, yes. That's right.
And
excellent.
I did hear from Ava from Books Ava After that the audiobooks are really good for these ones. So if you're doing stuff, I think what I'm going to do is I buy fantasy books for my mom all the time because we have similar tastes, but she doesn't like she just reads things I give her. So I'm just going to buy her the Davabad trilogy, and then I will read it.
Excellent. That's a good plan.
Yeah, well, the wait at the library is understandably long because it's a good series.
Yes. Rhea says, stories with animals always makes me cry. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I get very emotional. Oh my God. Marley and Me, though, I haven't read the book, but I've seen the movie, but it was just like sobbing. So many tears.
I made my brothers watch that with me, and there were 3 of us sat on this single bed. They were in front of me. I'd already seen it, and I could just see their shoulders shaking while they were watching it. It was hilarious.
Yes.
I will say, so have you guys watched Onward, the new Pixar movie?
Mm-hmm.
That the ending of that movie made me... Huh?
Yeah.
Is that the one with Tom Holland as the teenager?
Yeah. Tom Holland and Chris Pratt are brothers in it.
Yeah.
And I had to remember which Chris it was.
Yes. One of the Chris's.
The ending of that, not spoiling it for anyone, but there's an ending that if you are an older sibling who has raised your younger sibling, you just cry. And I was bawling, and my boyfriend was just like, giving me a moment.
There.
Brought over some tissues.
Yes.
Because it obviously didn't affect him that much. He's an only child.
The bro frozen.
Onward the bro.
I suppose I can see that. I did like Onward a lot better than Frozen, though, I will say. Frozen is not my favorite movie. I didn't love it.
I didn't like that they were comparing it to The Lion King, which is my favorite movie. So people were like better than The Lion King. Like they were. I was like, no. I think Moana is up my favorite of the new realm of the new realm. It's Tangled and Moana are my favorite.
Tangled is probably my top.
Tangled is really good.
That's really good.
Yeah. I got a bruise at the library trying to get that DVD because I was in the children's section. And I'm pretty short, but there was like a bench that was below my line of vision.
Oh, no.
I fell over it.
Oh, no.
But I didn't
I thought you meant you were fighting off the children.
I did, too. Brave! I forgot about Brave. That is a very good
Brave
one
is really good.
Yes.
And it's also the first one directed by a woman for Pixar, which is a big deal. Because Pixar is a very white dude place. They produce great things, but it's taken them a long time to diversify their storytelling.
Yeah.
Speaking of Lion King, see, I love The Lion King. And if you guys have never seen this in my video, I really, really...
Oh my God. I love it. Yeah. I have not seen Abominable, but I vaguely remember seeing the trailers for it, and it seems like something I wanted to watch. So I need to track that down. But yes, also...
Rhea is right. They did do Bad by the Brave director.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, disappointing.
It started with her, and then, yeah. Like I said, Pixar has got it's not a perfect place.
Yeah. Goodness.
Yep. I did like that was like a mother-daughter story, though, because we always just have parents killed off in films, and then...
Yeah.
Like, I spent a lot of my childhood thinking of my own stories, and I'm like, well, my parents are still around. They need to be gone, or else I can't go on my adventure. Like,
oh my God. That got dark. Leslie is a Disney snob, yes. Love it. I have to say, Up is one of my favorite Pixar movies.
Cried at the beginning of Up a lot.
Oh, yeah. That is a depressing beginning to a movie. But it's good.
Underrated Pixar, WALL-E. I feel like WALL-E.
I haven't seen it. I know, right? I need to do that.
Do you not have Disney Plus? Do you not have a friend with Disney Plus?
We do. I'm gonna write myself a little note here. I need to watch that and Avatar.
Last Airbender.
Yeah. What am I even doing with my life?
I don't know. Not watch. You're reading too many books. That's what
right. No, I find myself like I keep trying to figure out what I want to watch on TV, and then I start like so many different shows, and then just never go anywhere with.
Oh yeah, I do the same thing. I'm still on season 7 of Supernatural, and I've gone back to rewatch from season 1, and I'm now up to season 5, and I can't carry on.
Yes.
Rhea gets edifying with Carl.
Yes. Yeah. I do like a grumpy old man character.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
No, it is pretty great. I also cry every time Mufasa dies. I can't handle Simba calling for his dad at all, like ever.
Ooh. If Wall-E had the humor of Mark Watney from The Martian, that would be an amazing movie.
I guess, but I really liked how quiet it was. I just I don't know, I saw it as a high schooler, so maybe I shouldn't have had the attention span, but I just really enjoyed how quiet and it was such a unapologetically sci-fi animated movie. And I don't know how many of those we have for kids. I don't know.
How far have we read in Hobbs' books? Yeah, Live Ship is really good. I've read whatever the first series is, the Tawny Man trilogy, and then the Live Ship trilogy. And I think my favorite is Live Ship.
I've only read Farseer, which is the first one. I'm planning to read Live Ship because there's the Elder Ling-along, read-along that's happening on BookTube somewhere. But they're starting, I was going to read it in the fall anyways, because that's when I read the first trilogy. And I was like, this is a good fall fantasy series. So I was going to read Live Ship then.
Nice.
With people. So.
Yeah, I read them out of order. I read the Tawny Man trilogy before the Live Ship Traders trilogy. And it doesn't make that big of a difference. There was a mild spoiler, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, I feel like the first trilogy gets spoiled by the fact that there are other trilogies. There are some stakes you can predict are not there.
Yeah.
When you're reading Harry Potter as a kid and you're like, well, I wonder if Harry's going to make it in this book. There are 4 more books.
Nope.
So, yeah. But Ray, are you also doing that read along thing, or are you just happening to read at the same time as me? Looks like she's also reading it in August.
Yeah. I don't know. With her books, I really like them once I'm invested in them, but I need to have a large break after finishing one. It's just the book hangover is so real, and I can't jump right into the next book in the series.
Yeah, I made the mistake last fall. And this, remind you, this is before I'm on BookTube or anything. I'm just doing this by myself for no reason. I'm reading Wheel of Time and the Farseer trilogy at the same time.
Man.
And it was just a lot of words.
Yes.
And they're both more they're different writing styles, but they're still definitely both classic fantasy writing styles for me. And I was like, oh, I need a palate cleanser. What am I going to read?
Yes. That's
I don't regret it, but it was just, I don't know why I was reading them both at the same time. It was a lot of work.
Yeah. That sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Favorite book of the year so far? Hard question. Go.
The City We Built. Done.
Yeah, The Empire of Gold. Yeah, why am I surprised?
I knew Amber was going to say Empire of Gold. Have you been on her Twitter? Have you seen What about you, Kayla? This might be hard. A lot.
Don't ask me that question. I'm going to ask you guys the hard question. I don't know. What have I even read this year? I'll pull up my Goodreads. I don't know. I had a lot of 5-star books actually, I feel like the Twisted Ones was surprisingly high up in my, I think I rated it 4.5 stars, but I still think about it and how creepy it was. So I don't know, maybe that. So let's see.
I'm not going to tell you what your favorite book of the year is, Kayla. That's a personal decision.
I don't know. I'm so indecisive. Let's see here. I can't. Well, the problem is, I don't remember what I've even read this year. Oh my god! I read the 8th book in the Expanse this year. That feels January feels like actual years ago.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my god.
World.
Wow.
You got me really excited for the 3-body problem. I'm currently waiting for that from the library. We'll see when I get to that. I'm going to read, that's what I'm excited for this. 9 Fox Gambit by Yoon Ha Lee. Is that his name?
I think so.
I've been wanting to read his stuff ever since Justine told me it's weird and confusing, which is those are buzzwords for me. Am I going to be lost? Yes.
I don't know. I feel like weird books don't work for me. Right?
I struggle with them.
Yeah. Middle Game. I love Shauna Maguire's books, but that book just did not fit, I guess, my particular reading tastes. And I think it's the same thing with Library at Mount Char. I don't think that's going to work for me.
I don't know. I don't think so either. No, I think I've decided now that I've heard a lot of people's opinions on Middle Game, both positive and negative, is that your mileage varies almost exactly how much you care about Roger and Dodger's relationship. How much you care about that relationship is how close to 5 stars it's going to be. And if it doesn't matter to you, it's probably a 2 to 3 star read because the actual fantasy sci-fi elements are never explained in a satisfying way. So if that's what you want answers to confusing questions. That's not the book that does that. So
Yeah. Oh man.
Made you feel very unintelligent. Well, you are very intelligent. Don't let the book do that to you.
No, but that was like kind of, I've looked at Nine Fox Gambit before, and I feel like I've had that same thought of just like, I don't know if I can handle this particular type of book.
The covers look so cool too. Like all of his covers, like the new one for Phoenix Extravagant looks so cool.
I think I got a review copy of that from the publisher, so I should read that.
I was really jealous because Justine got one with really pretty painted edges. And
oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
So, looks so awesome.
I don't like to try and get review copies though because it stresses me out. I don't wanna.
I went through a NetGalley requesting spree the other day, and I did actually get approved for what is it, The Only Good Indians, which I will read this month, or for the readathon, I guess, because it comes out in July. I'm very curious because I know Rachel from the Shades of Orange DNF'd it. So I'm like, hopefully I like it. I don't know.
What is it about? Like, who's it by?
Stephen Graham Jones, is that right? It's a horror book that's own voices. Let me see here. It blends classic horror and a dramatic narrative with sharp social commentary, and it follows 4 American Indian men after a disturbing event from their youth puts them in a desperate struggle for their lives. Okay. So, I mean, it sounds awesome. And then I also got The Vanished Queen, which I don't think comes out until September, but that's some sort of high fantasy. So I should read both of those probably.
Goodreads told me it finally shipped Mexican Gothic. That's like the one thing I've ever wanted
the other day.
Did you? Oh yeah, oh, that's right. We talked about that.
I wasn't going to get it, but then someone on Twitter said that it was on there, so I was like, well, I might as well try to request it, and it comes out in like a week.
Yeah. Well, I guess I don't know. I feel like that's kind of surprising to get it approved so close to release date, but works.
Yeah, maybe works. Not many people were requesting it. I don't know.
Yeah, I really want to read that though.
I think probably because it's coming out at such this weird time, they're like trying to make sure it gets as much publicity in all of the social means as possible. So, because I mean, based off, I follow her on Twitter. I think she's a little stressed about it and like got mad at New York Times for like changing their bestseller rules, so Gods of Jade and Shadow didn't get to make it.
Oh man,
like, not specifically for her book, but like they changed it, which meant her book didn't qualify. I don't know.
That's frustrating.
Yeah, it's not even like that's my favorite book ever, but I'm frustrated by that because I appreciate her as like an adult fiction writer who is Latinx. Like I really appreciate what she does in that space.
Yeah.
The Lion King music really amps up the feels. That's true. It's a stellar soundtrack.
Yes, it is. Kill Creek is awesome. So I read it, I think in October, and like there's a very creepy house, and while I was reading it, I got just a spam call on my phone, and my initial thought was, oh my God, the house has found me and it's calling me. So it kind of embedded itself in my mind. So it was definitely a creepy one for sure, but it's really good. But
I found out recently that Elton John and Tim Rice and the people who did the music for Anastasia's movie basically raised me. They were in all of the media I consumed. Like, all the musicals I listened to, all the movies I listened to. It's like these 4 people wrote the music that shaped my childhood.
Excellent.
Spoiler, there are more books.
I'm not sure what that is in regards to. I don't know if we're on a delay at all, but
yeah.
Yes, there are more books.
That is a true statement. What I said about Harry Potter a while back, maybe?
Oh, maybe, yeah. That's possible.
Feel free to tell us, Christy.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. I was going to ask you guys something, and now I've completely forgotten what it was. So that's useful. Good job, Self.
Was it about books? Was it about the readathon?
Oh, no, it was about books, yes. What do you think one of your most anticipated releases for the rest of the year, excluding The Empire of Gold, because it technically has not come out yet in the U.S.?
Well, you should probably exclude Rhythm of War. I don't know how you don't think that's the one I would say. Like,
excluding those 2.
Okay, besides that one.
Okay, hang on though. This comment from Rhea. that is a startling contrast.
I especially if you're watching like the older Disney, because that's an exact opposite juxtaposition to like the Soviet PR. Like,
I love it.
Yeah. What? I don't pay attention to release things. What is coming out?
I do, but I've just completely blanked on what's coming out.
Yep. Leslie and I are on the same page. Peace Talks and Battleground.
Well, that's the one I would have discounted for you, because obviously you're excited about Jim Butcher's new books.
Yes.
I think the Burning God is coming out in October, isn't it?
What is?
Yeah, the third
Copy War book.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, October and November. We may have a delayed release date in the US. I don't know.
It's November still, currently. It's like the week before or the same week of Rhythm of War.
Oh, man.
Rhea, that's the one I'm excited about. You're right. That's
Black Sun does sound really good.
Oh, yes. I pre-ordered that. That sounds awesome.
I'm really because that's the one by, gosh, I'm forgetting her name. But
Rebecca Roanhorse.
Yeah, she does Trail of Lightning, because I'm reading that for this readathon. I'm excited because I read the short story and it was so good. Yeah, I really like her writing for sure. Yeah. So yeah, that's the one that, because I've been like trying to like get on my radar books that like, so all the things on my radar that I'm anticipating are by authors I haven't read. So it's really like, who knows? Right. Yeah. It's always kind of a guess. Let's see. What else is even coming out? Like trying to look through all my stuff.
I know there are a bunch of sequels, like the sequel to The Beautiful and Gideon the Ninth, but I haven't read either of those. So.
Oh, Gideon the Ninth.
Oh, yeah, the mixed feelings there. I know. So Cemetery Boys is a YA I'm really excited about, mainly because it's Latinx and it's about a trans character, and I don't know, that's just, it looks really cool. Yeah, I actually just like, I listened to his interview and it seems like it might be on the older side of YA and stuff like that. Maybe he's at least working on an adult book, so I'm very excited. Yeah. The guy, Tochi Inamibuchi, I don't know if I'm saying that right. The guy who did Riot Baby and War Girls, he's working on an adult sci-fi that's about gentrification in space, and I'm very excited. I don't know when that's coming out. Yeah. That's one I'm really excited about. Nice. I'm like looking through my Goodreads to see. I know, same. Well, I'm looking through my bookmarks. I like the fifth book, I think, in the Song of the Shattered Sand series is coming out in July. I'll definitely pick that up. Let's see here. Oh, the next Sun Eater book. I don't know if you guys have read that. I've talked about it a few times. Like Empire of Silence and Howling Dark by Christopher Rocchio.
I haven't read it yet, but Quill's reading it right now, and he's been telling me about it.
When does the sequel to a memory called Empire come out? Rhea, do you know when the sequel comes out? Because I'm excited for that. I don't know if that's this year or next year, but by Arcady Martine.
It's probably late this year, isn't it? If it is this year.
Yeah, I have no clue.
Yeah, there's like a whole bunch of books that I'm like tentatively interested in, but again, it's like by authors that I haven't necessarily read before. So
one I'm really excited about, and Justine just got an arc, so I hope she likes it, is The Space Between Worlds by, I think it's Micaiah Johnson. And this is on my radar because sci-fi by, I think she's Black, maybe Latinx author. I don't actually know for sure. It's hard for me to find out. I think for sure Black. But I don't know. It seems like it's portal sci-fi, parallel universe stuff. And I'm mostly just, I went down a rabbit hole like a couple months back of trying to find every new release by like a Latinx or Black or Native American author, because I was just like on a mission.
I think Christy is on a bit of a delay here, but yes, Annihilation is one of the most bizarre books I've ever read.
I haven't read it yet.
I'm not sure. Honestly, I could not tell you what happened.
I want to read Born by that author because I've heard more consistently good things about Born. Yeah, so I think that's going to be, because that's the same Jeff Vandermeer. Yep. But I almost watched it, but then I saw the bad reviews.
The movie, I don't know, was, also bizarre. It's the same sort of thing, right? Like, I feel like weird books like that don't work for me, and that's a good example of that.
No, yeah. Yeah. So I think we've hit on the stuff that I like care about, that I know that's coming out. Goodness knows, BookTube will tell me what I should care about. That's great.
I think Becky Chambers has a new book coming out, but not until 2021.
I know. I'm so excited for that.
Really
I feel like I had seen that it was maybe the last book in the Wayfarer series.
What?
Yeah, right? I think I had seen that, and I don't want that. I want more of the Wayfarer series.
You can't just end it.
I know.
Leslie, why are you yelling at me? I need context.
Literally no idea. No, Rhea has confirmed it. No.
Okay. So To Sleep in a Sea of Stars, yes, that is a book that's coming out by an author who has upset me in the past, I think. I'm excited to see what other people think. And if people like, if they give the reviews that like are my buzzwords, I will for sure pick it up.
Yeah.
But
there's a lot of actually like really fun, diverse YA fantasy coming out. Like I really want to read Ray Bear by Jordan Fueco.
That one sounds really good.
I've heard great things. And I watched the, what is it called? The Social Distance Book Fest. She was on a panel and it was really funny. So it's like, yep, that book has been bumped up on my priority list.
Right. The final book for the Wayfarers. I've only read the first Wayfarers. I still need to read more of them.
Read more. They're so good.
Only gets better as well, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I've only read 2 Becky Chambers. Her novella, The Too Fortunate, and A Long Way to a Small and Angry Planet, which the name is too long. I get annoyed with names that are too long. But I think I liked it, but I have to be in a specific headspace to be like, okay, we're just chilling with these characters, very day in the life. Like I have to be in that space, and I'm not a very good mood reader. Like I just take things out from the library and then I read them. So we'll see if that ever lines up, because I feel like that's a book that does best for me if I read it at the exact right time. You want to steal in my pillow? I also have, if you guys want to know how dorky I really am, I also have a Captain America pillow.
Nice.
Very fluffy. My boyfriend doesn't like how many pillows I have, and I don't understand because I feel like pillows are great.
Yeah. My goodness.
Well, because my couch is a full-size futon that's always in bed mode with a Tempur-Pedic topper because I love my life.
Ooh.
Lay on.
Fancy.
It's so much more work to make it in couch mode.
Yeah.
So much more work.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, I love Captain America stuff and Lion King stuff. And then people just started buying me Captain America stuff because they couldn't find Lion King stuff. Because I don't know if that happens to you guys in your family where people are like, I don't really know what they want, but I know they like this. So they just do that.
I just get in the bath and shower stuff. Just constantly.
Everyone buys me octopus-themed things, which is like perfectly on brand, so very, very easy for me.
Oh, what got really bad? So I really like board games. Like, my camera's gonna move. Sorry, guys, but like over here are like all of my board games.
Nice.
I have a lot of board games. More board games than books, maybe. But that means people are like, oh, she likes board games. Let me buy her this game, and they'll buy me bad games.
Oh no, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, and it's also sometimes the same with books, but people are more likely to get me a good book by accident because you know there's so many gems, but there are just way more bad board games than there are good board games.
Yeah,
that
is understandable. Yeah, I have to like give my parents a list of like, here are 10 books high on my priority list that I have not bought for myself already. So like, here you go.
That's why Amazon wish lists are the best.
Oh my God, mine is out of control.
Oh yeah, I just keep adding.
There's so many books that I want to buy. And like, surely at some point I will go through and kind of like narrow it down a little bit, but I don't know. It's not today. I will not be doing that.
I haven't gotten brave enough to let the world see I haven't like curated it, and I don't need books right now. I'm about to move from a small apartment to another small apartment.
You mean you don't want to move, just like basically weights?
So when I was like kind of like depressed a few weeks ago and started like retail shopping for books, which I never do. I bought 7 books in a week, and I haven't before that. I bought 2 books like 3 months ago. Like there's the reason there's no book hauls on my channel. There's nothing to haul. But I was telling my boyfriend, it's like, oh, I really want to buy this book now. He's like, okay, sleep on it. I'm like, no, I need you to tell me to stop because you are going to have to move boxes. I need you to tell me no more. So, I mean, I'm really excited about the things I got. More Jemison books. I got a Karen Lord book. I got a Rivers Solomon book, which Rivers Solomon's amazing. I don't know when their next book's out, but I'm excited for that one. That's how I anticipate release. I have authors I love, and like I'm instantly excited when I hear they're doing something.
Yeah. My copy of Kindred arrived yesterday, so I'll be reading that one, I guess, for the readathon as well. That'll be exciting.
I think you'll really like it. I thought it was very, like, my heart rate was elevated most of the time I read that book. I was very stressed out.
Nice. Heather, that sounds like a wonderful weekend.
We can't go to bookstores yet in Boston.
Yeah.
We're still in baby steps of phase 2, whatever that means. But it means I can't go into a bookstore. That's what So, but I'm happy for you. That's good. I'm excited to go back to my bookstore. I love my local bookstore. I like walking around, just looking. So they were really nice though, and like I was able to buy Gideon the Ninth and City We Became from them right before they like closed down. So that was nice.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm the same, Ray. I read it in like 2 to 3 days. It was so fast.
So that what is that prompt I have to read in one sitting? Well, I'll challenge myself.
You should put it under the canoe or kayaking exhilarating book.
Ooh, excellent.
It's I don't know. It does one of my favorite things where it starts at the end in the prologue, and you're like, "How did we get here?"
Intriguing.
It's not a spoiler because you're gonna realize right away.
Oh yeah.
No, I've been wanting to read the graphic novels that go with them. But I'm also not a graphic novel person. I'm very bad at it. Like, I don't know. I'm like, I skip the pictures and only read the words, but then I miss them, right? You know, like pictures are important. So, yeah. She might be delayed because she joined late. That's fine.
No worries.
Comment, provide the appropriate context, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. I feel like we've done a pretty decent job so far of trying to figure it out. Yeah. I'm excited though. I think I might. I can't decide if I want to try to do weekly vlogs for this or just like save it for like we're gonna be house sitting again for Ivy's parents, and I'll just make sure to get all the donkey footage for you guys.
I think
you should tell me all the time all the books you're reading. I've already everyone. I've been trying to get Kayla to give us updates at the end of each of her videos, and she hasn't done it yet.
You're right. I forgot. I did forget to do that completely.
Because I just want to know what you're reading.
Yeah, I've also been really bad lately about updating my Goodreads because I think like once I started to write actual reviews for the books on Goodreads, I like don't want to do it and then just postpone updating, and then there's like floods of like 10 books at a time where I'm like, okay, well I got to do this.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Mostly because the website's never freaking working.
I know, right? It is the worst. Like the search function, though. Can we talk about how bad it is?
It's gotten a little better. So now if you misspell something, it might still show up. But if you put a D instead of 4, you're done.
Yes.
No, like when your wrap-ups show up, you're just like, at first you're like, it was kind of a slow month. I only have 10 over these times. At the end, it's like, I read 20.
Right. Yeah, it was funny. Like, I mean, I had been talking to you about this, Angela. I was like, I feel like I'm so slumpy this month. I finished like 3 books yesterday, so I've read 10 for the month so far, and I was like, okay, I feel a little bit better about myself right now.
I don't know how many books have I read this month. Probably like 6. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I've only read like 4. I was telling Kayla that I was in a slump, and I'd only read a couple, and she's like, me too.
Right. Oh yeah. I guess I was having this conversation with both of you. Yeah. That makes sense.
I think you mentioned it in the chat as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and like I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I always feel like bare minimum, I find that men are not as active readers in the community as women because I never see them at book clubs I go to, and they're not as prevalent on BookTube. And like it was really hard for me to find someone while dating who read books frequently. Like maybe because video gaming is their storytelling medium, which I totally get. Like that's fine. But like I was talking to my friends, they're like, well, maybe you have too high of expectations. How many books would you want them to read a month to be a reader? I'm like, 1. I would accept 1 book thing. I don't have a high bar just because I'm reading like 10. That's not like
yeah. No, I like in no way expect anyone to keep up with me. Like my reading is a little ridiculous, honestly. But I don't know. It's
audiobooks. That's what's insane. You don't use audiobooks.
Yeah.
That's what's impressive.
Distracted by everything.
I did play Planet Zoo for like 3 hours the other night.
That is what's been taking up so much of my time.
It's just, well, I didn't realize it was like 10 p.m. and I just wanted to perfect my zoo. And then I just like, I don't know, my zoo kind of tanked and I went into debt quickly, and then it spiraled out of control. I don't know.
Oh gosh, cat, stop it.
Oh my God.
I'll be back.
Yes, he is with us.
You want to say hi? Look at the camera. That's where the people are.
He looks so
Yes.
angry.
He's actually not unhappy. He's just is. He has
He
better
just is.
eyeliner than I'll ever have. Not that I haven't put on eyeliner since I did ballroom. I wish ballroom was an Olympic sport. That'd be so cool. I'd watch the shit out of that. Because it's like basically figure skating, but on the ground.
Ooh, hang on. We have a good question. I mean, I'm sure Christy is still delayed, but does Sanderson have any games?
Yes, there are games. So the Mistborn game is an intrigue political game, which I'm not into those personally, but it looks like it's a pretty good, like above average game, that one. The newest one that came out for Stormlight is based off a game I know board gamers like. It's just not my type of board game, but those two are actually quality games, and there is an RPG based off the Mistborn world, but again, I don't play that many RPGs. But I do know that at least in that case, it's not like the mass market, like you don't know it's at Target and if it's good or not sort of thing. Like I do know that if you like those type of games, that they're not the best, but they're at least above average. So yeah, that's I have always looked at them, and I've always kind of wanted them just to add to my Sanderson collection, but also I know I won't play them.
Yeah.
And that's the rule. The board game has to be played.
That's a good rule.
They're expensive and they're heavy.
They are, yes. Take up space. Yeah, there's a Dresden Files card game, and they like recently put it on Switch, so I think I might get that and play with my best friend.
Cooperative card game's good. I've heard it's good.
Awesome. Yeah.
I don't like cooperative card games. I feel like I like competitive games where I can beat you. I don't want a story. I don't want a backstabbing game. I want it known up front that I'm
So we know we're being beaten.
That's right.
Well, it's just like, I don't know. It's just fun. I don't know. I love board games. They're great. I miss playing board games because board games are not a socially distant activity.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Victoria bows to you. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yes, I did see that. I did not respond, but yes, thank you. I try.
I mean, it's great. You do all the work for me. I mean,
right.
Although I don't know, like you and I, we read a lot of the same things, but we don't always like mesh on taste or what we want from our books. But still, like I don't know. I feel like I can still use that for my own recommendations for myself.
Right. Yeah. Well, I feel like at least with BookTube, it's like, I follow a whole bunch of different people, and I can kind of like, I don't know, combine everyone's reviews into like, okay, I think this is probably where I'll land with it, and then go from there.
Yeah, make a little mini algorithm. Rhea, I'd play games with you. I can handle it.
Oh my God. I don't know. Rhea, are you still doing the TBR Jenga thing? I'm so behind on everyone's videos, but I remember thinking that was.
Seen Rhea do a TBR game since I've been following them, but you should do that again, Rhea. That sounds cool.
It was funny. I feel like it was stressful from what I remember of that particular video.
Yeah. No, and Christy also loves co-op games. So yeah, co-op games are fun. I just want to win.
You don't want to cooperate.
That's right. Angela wants to destroy us all.
I'm a pretty nice person, like most of the time. But no, I also I think I don't mind sore losers as much as I mind sore winners. I think sore winners are the worst. I hate the person who knows they're winning and is like all giddy in the corner. I hate that. I like winners who just they don't try to underplay it or overplay it. They just win. It's just obvious to put in the work. They just did it.
Yeah.
So
that's fair. Yes. The thesis.
Kayla and I understand.
God. I feel Amber, like I'm never going to be done.
Thesis, right? So you just have a real job and.
Yeah, I'm doing a boring office job.
Man.
I made an outline for my thesis.
Yeah.
That's what I've done.
We have we have a 3-paper model for ours, and my first paper is accepted, and I think should be out now. It had been early access last month or 2 months ago. I don't know, something like that. But I need to finish up my second and third papers.
Okay. I'm lucky we don't have a paper model because structural biology. So I do structural biology too. I don't know how many people are even here listening. It's like a weird thing. It's like I'm talking to the void.
Oh yeah.
But you either get a structure or you don't, and you can't publish if you just don't have one.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty fun. Today I went in to make cells grow so I can harvest their DNA. So
Yay.
It's actually like really fun when it works. It changes colors and everything. It's like it's the most satisfying experiment. So.
Yeah, meanwhile, I'm like staring at equations and trying to be like, how did they arrive at this, and how do I invent new statistical methods?
Oh, sufficiently advanced Lena showed up. I love
Yay!
her.
Hey. Oh yes, there are several comments.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Lena, are you representing Spain or a different country? I want to know that. Also, the autonomous vehicles and using pre-existing traffic infrastructure when implementing
that
them.
sounds really interesting. I like that. The actual title is a little sexier. Yes. Love it.
Yeah, I get really like personally annoyed when I'm trying to read papers by people where like their title is almost too exact of a definition. I'm like, but I don't know half the words in your title. So I don't know if I want to read this.
Oh man.
Yes. But yeah. What else do I want to read? I don't know what I'm doing. I also want to read, I don't know, I think I put it at the canoe or kayak because it's called The House on the Cerulean Sea. So I know there. So I figured it would work.
Mm-hmm. I've heard really good things about that book.
I don't even know what age range it's for. All right. They're going to represent Spain. Oh, Lena, I was in Spain in 2010 when you guys won the cup. It was the most fun I'd ever had visiting another country. It was wonderful. So, like, we do not get nearly as pumped up as we should here in the States about sports.
Not at all.
Like, well, or we go too far, like Philadelphia. That was too far.
Yeah.
It was too much.
But
but
yeah,
yeah,
the UK or just England is overly confident with sports.
Yeah. That's great.
Please, like, calm down a bit because we never win anything.
The struggle. Ooh, what is shadow scent? I'll put that up here.
But I want to know.
Let me put that up here while I Google it. Oh, that would help if I could type.
Ooh, who's the biography for Talking as Fast as I Can, Victoria?
Sounds familiar. We'll pull that up as well. An invented language that's based on sense as cultural currency. What?
Excuse me, Rhea. You need to post more on BookTube so I know about these things.
Yes.
More often.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. Is that like a new release or a backlog catalog or whatever those things are called? Oh, I'm looking it up. Cat High Shadow Scent. Boom, boom, boom.
I feel like there are so many just fantasy books that I have that have just been sitting here for a while that I've kind of been like, I don't know, hoarding, I guess, for the readathon.
Oh, you think this is fantasy? I feel like this is sci-fi.
No, just like in general, generally speaking.
Oh, it looks like it's
hologram. Mm-hmm. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. It's 2018 or 2019. Yeah, that looks right. It was 2019 when I looked. So yeah. Oh, Gilmore Girls is for the biography.
Talking as fast as I can.
Okay. I like that show, and I wanted to really like it, but I only watched the first half of the first season, and my sib and I were watching it together, and then like the first breakup happened, and I was just too emotionally distraught, and then I didn't keep going. I was just like I wasn't hating it. It was just like one of those times where I wasn't like in a binging a show mood, and I never picked it up again.
Yeah.
And then I moved to New England, and then everyone was like, "You have to watch it." So I. There are so few reviews on this book. It makes me want to pick it up more. Ooh, they're from Australia.
Well, hang on. Don't I have a prompt that's something along those lines?
Probably. I can't get more books, Kayla. I have like 20 on my Kindle.
Well, now why not? Let's just add more. I'm curious actually to see
make what's on this work.
Yes. No, I'm. Oh yeah. Speaking of white privilege, the show. No, that's right. I do need to continue with White Rage and White Fragility, which I always want to call white privilege, which
yes,
it's kind of telling, I guess. I feel like that's accurate.
I love the cover for it, like the red.
Yeah.
I just like it. That's the one I have next to me because I have been slowly reading it because then I just get angry and I have to put it down.
Yeah, that is not a binge read type of book.
Well, it's just like reading Abraham Lincoln's like, hey, we're just gonna have you guys go to Panama, and I'm like, no, what? Shut up. Yeah. Bunheads is a great series from the same creator, and it's only a season long. That's nice. Is that on Netflix? Am I able to acquire that?
Okay, Dairy Girls. I keep seeing that on Netflix, and I'm like, should I watch that? I don't know. So
tell us why we should watch it, Rhea. Give us an elevator pitch. I keep wanting to watch Sex Education, but it doesn't intrigue my boyfriend, and I like literally only watch TV with my boyfriend. Because otherwise, if I'm by myself, I'd rather watch BookTube or read.
Right.
Because I watch BookTube when I'm not feeling like reading to get me to feel like reading. So.
I'm horribly behind on all of my BookTube watching.
I think it's like books. You can never catch up.
Yeah.
It's the funniest shit ever. First thing that Rhea said.
Yes.
What type of shows do you like to watch? I feel like I don't know this.
Sorry, what was that?
What shows
I was reading the comments.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone's telling me I should watch Sex Education, but what shows do you like to watch in your free time when you watch TV?
My all-time favorite is Spartacus. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Yeah, it was on Showtime here in the US.
Yeah, or Stars.
One of those. Yeah.
That was a really, really good show. I watched a lot of Vampire Diaries back in the day. Probably wouldn't watch it now. Supernatural. I've been watching Modern Family.
Oh, I love that.
I've been binge watching that. I think I just bought season 8, so we're working our way through.
You should watch Charmed instead of Supernatural. I love Charmed.
I love Charmed. Yeah, the old one. I haven't seen the new one.
Oh yeah, no, not the new one, the old one.
Never seen it.
Paranormal romance, supernatural stuff you consume.
Yeah, right. What am I doing with my life?
The new
I also
Charmed
feel like they also had the original ship, my questionable ship. And that kind of shaped me.
Charmed was like the show that was on TV at like 3 p.m. after school on TNT every day. So I've watched Charmed a lot.
Nice.
No, it's great. Yeah.
Let's see.
We got people wanting to be on teams. Christy wants to be on a team with people.
I'm glad you've all seen Spartacus. It's amazing.
I feel like I've seen a little bit of Spartacus, but I haven't seen the entire series at all.
It's a bit of a slow start, but once you get midway through season 1, honestly, you get so attached to the characters. It's incredible.
Nice. Well, it seems like exactly the sort of thing that I would like, so I should watch it.
I think so.
Yeah.
I only watched the first season of New Charmed, and I don't think it's bad, but I liked the reboot of Roswell more. So
interesting.
That's
I haven't seen that either.
Yeah. Well, so what I used to do when I was allowed to go to the gym, which obviously that's not a thing right now, but I would watch my like trashy TV at the gym. So all my CW stuff I'd watch while I was working out at the gym.
OCW.
Because by the time you're 30 minutes in, you're invested in the episode. So when you're tired of doing cardio, you're like, well, I have to finish. It's a really good system. But yeah, when I'm at home, I don't watch it as much. CW is how I consume my YA content. That's where all my stuff is from. That's like what I do. I'm not against the YA angst. I consume it in visual media.
I will say I'm a big fan of Riverdale. I know it's like just
I refuse to watch that. I just can't bring myself to do it.
Oh my god. It's just like each season somehow gets even more ridiculous, and I don't know how, but I love it. It's a lot. It was a lot.
What show is Rhea talking about with an actor dying?
I think Spartacus.
The guy who played Spartacus in season 1 got cancer. And so they did a prequel series in between season 1 and 2 to give him a break and to let him like go for treatments and stuff, but then he died. So they had to recast for season 2.
Yeah.
So it was really sad.
Yeah, that is sad.
Yeah, well, I think the new Charmed isn't that great. It was fine. I don't know. It didn't inspire me. I don't know why. Original Charmed is like so dated in so many ways, but I still like really love it.
Yeah.
like you're watching it and it's people who are our age right now who are like the only thing they want to do is get married and have kids. Like that's like their drive. But well, it's the 90s, so it's a simpler time. Like
you mean it's not the dumpster fire of 2020?
Well, it probably was a dumpster fire. We just didn't talk about it all the time.
Oh yeah.
And it's very like time capsule because it doesn't talk about the real world at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's just in San Francisco. That's it.
Just in San Francisco.
Sometimes you can figure out when it is because there's like a nightclub that the sisters own, and there's always a band playing in it at the end. Listen, I had to watch Charmed after 2016 election. I needed it.
Yeah, that's understandable. Yeah.
I'm going to watch it on Netflix to start a rewatch, but they'd taken away the theme tune from the opening credits, and I was like, no, I can't do it.
No, when they changed the opening credits, now you're making me paranoid that opening credits was the shit.
It was. I'm just gonna have to buy the DVDs.
I was in middle school when Finland aired Charmed. That's
Nice.
that's the same. Because Rhea, we had the same upbringing. This is great.
Well, wait, did you have the Soviet Union stuff at
No,
Disney?
that's not. But I did go to Venezuela and watch Looney Tunes and Cartoon Network in Spanish. Not the same.
Nice.
But
Yeah.
no, but yeah.
Yeah, we've been rewatching The Office, so that's always a classic. And then Space Force, of course.
I liked Space Force way more than I anticipated.
I just enjoy. I like Steve Carell, definitely.
Yep.
Mm.
You have all of them on DVD. See, Charmed it's great. It's a great show. I have all of Bones on DVD. So my only serial like crime drama I like is Bones. So I got that on DVD.
I used to really enjoy it until the main two got together, and then I got a bit bored because there was no tension anymore.
Oh no!
Well, that's why they did that. And they did add some tension, but yeah, the last 3 seasons are still good. But that's why they kept holding it off till the very end.
I feel like they're doing that with The 100 as well, which is also a really good show until like later on, and now it's a bit boring.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Yes.
I still liked the end. I just also really liked that the main team was all women scientists. Like, yes, there were some dude guys, but like it really was like a female controlled show.
Yeah. Oh man, that is not a great start to the day at all. That sucks. I hope you were able to fix that. That is a bummer.
Yeah, I don't like when things break.
No. We have like, oh my god, this is so dumb, but the main kitchen light that we have, it's like one of those really long fluorescent lights, and we only had one extra replacement, and for some reason it doesn't work unless it has 2 perhaps. So we've just been for months now using the like secondary lights, so it's just very hard to see in the kitchen. It's just peak laziness, I guess. I don't know. Struggles.
Yeah. 2 or 3 years ago, my fridge just straight up broke. And you never know how much you need a fridge until you don't have one. So yeah.
Yeah.
It was bad. I ate a lot of takeout and I hated my life.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, I'm very excited to start reading or continue reading. I don't know. What are the rules about finishing a book that you started before today?
Oh no, I did that this morning.
Yeah. I think it's fine. Do whatever you want.
This is like the most relaxed readathon I've ever taken part in.
Yeah, yeah. I just like I want it to be so chill, and like I just want people to want to participate. So just like whatever you want to do for that, make it as difficult and challenging as you want, basically.
Nice. No, I'm just going to read things and try to remember to fill out my sports things.
Yeah.
I still need to make a spreadsheet.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna like write these down for now in my notebook, and then because I still can't decide if I want to do hard mode and have 1 book per prompt or what exactly. So we'll see.
I've got time to
if anyone of us could do hard mode, it's you. So
yeah, right. I was like, I think I could probably get through like 30 or so books. So we'll see. We shall see.
Rhea's calling it doping by adding books that were parked. This is great. I'm appreciative.
That's funny.
Oh, put that in the baseball category because that's where doping. Please.
Oh man.
You could be like a book that you started before the readathon. I like it. That's what I'm doing. It's my content now.
Yeah, that's excellent. Oh man. All right. Well, we've been going for like an hour and a half almost, so I think it's probably time to. Oh, hang on. One more question or one more comment. Thank you. Yes. Appreciate
I agree.
But yeah, so thank you guys for joining. This was really fun, and
I really enjoyed it.
Like super nervous starting off, but this I feel like this has gone well.
Yeah, are we going to do a closing off one as well?
Yeah, why not?
I think we
sure.
should.
Yes.
We should totally do that. Just remind me when that is. And
I think it's the 19th is what I said.
Yeah.
So
I said the 19th, is that a weekend? I don't even know. What day
it's a Sunday.
Sunday. Well,
I scheduled it Sunday to Sunday for this. What?
You'll have to do the same thing where it's after I've been at work. Although I'll try not to if I can plan it. I hate parking in Boston. It's the worst.
Yes.
Yeah, good luck everyone with the medals.
Yes, good luck.
Yeah.
Make sure, I mean, I have this in like the document or whatever, but if you want to tag stuff, I can try to retweet and make sure I watch it, but yay. And then there's the Discord that I set up, and I assume that, I mean, like, people seem to be pretty active in that so far, but yeah, I think generally I'll probably try to do some like reading sprints, and then I don't know if we want to just have like a group sports movie watching thing.
Yeah, I'd be happy with
Set
that.
something up. Yeah.
And also, this is just me doing a shameless plug for my friend, but if you like the Olympics logo and you want someone to make you things, my friend Alyssa did that. So if you want to know their Instagram stuff, that's in the description of all my videos, because she also made my intro. She's very talented. So I'm just saying, if you need someone, because if you're like me and not artistically inclined at all.
Right. I mean, my like little hand-drawn thing was okay, but Alyssa's was way better. Yes, thank you. I appreciate it.
This is my first live show, so this is exciting.
Yeah. But yeah, and then I have Alyssa's stuff on the Twitter page as well. So
yeah. So I don't know. She's just so nice to me. I'm like, hey, do you have time? She's like, yeah. What do you need drawn this time?
Yeah, definitely appreciate that.
So.
All right. Well, we'll let Amber go to bed.
Thank you.
The time zone difference is
my stomach is growling. So.
Yeah. I know, I'm thirsty. I could use a beverage myself. So, anyway, well, thanks everyone.
Bye.
I'm excited for this readathon.
I don't know when we're ending, so I'm
I think I just end the broadcast.
I think Kayla has to end it.
Yeah. All right.
Is it
Bye.
over? Mine still says live.